Chosen one, God waited until this very moment for a reason. The path you are about to walk was not delayed. It was divinely timed. All these years, the struggles, the confusion, the wandering through shadows, none of it was in vain. God was preparing you in silence while the world thought nothing was happening. But the truth is, you were not forgotten. You were being forged. You see, the path of a billionaire is not just about wealth. It's about alignment. It's about unlocking the level of purpose, discipline, and vision that only those marked by divine energy can carry. The world has many rich people, but very few chosen ones who carry billionaire energy, the kind that doesn't just take, but transforms everything it touches. And God, in all His timing, has finally said, "Now, you are ready." Before we go deeper, chosen one, I ask you to stay with me until the end of this message. Your soul needs to receive every layer of this divine activation. And when you're done, I want you to type your warmest wish and 77 in the comments. Why 77? Because it's the number of spiritual fulfillment, abundance, and completion. This is a chapter about wishes finally coming true and the energy of the universe aligning for your rise. Let the whole world feel the frequency you carry now. Now, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and let's dive deeper. You had to be hidden for a while, not because you were unworthy, but because the room wasn't yet ready for your arrival. You would have walked into spaces too early, rooms that weren't clean, opportunities that weren't ripe, people who weren't stable enough to hold your light. So God concealed your power in plain sight, knowing that when the time was right, everything would unlock in an instant. And that instant is now. The world you once knew is not the world you're about to enter. You're stepping into timelines that are radically different from what others experience. The connections being sent your way, the visions now unfolding, the doors about to swing open, none of it is random. It's all synchronized. And the reason it took this long? Because what you're stepping into doesn't just change your life, it changes lives. You are not just becoming wealthy, you are becoming a walking activation. Chosen one, you are not meant to hustle like the masses. You are meant to be strategic, surrendered, and spiritually led. Billionaire energy isn't frantic, it's fierce in peace. It moves with clarity, not chaos. You will notice from now on that the right people will be drawn to you, not because of your appearance, not because of your background, but because they feel something different in your presence. That difference is divine momentum, and it's already started. Everything around you is about to accelerate. But here's the truth. The acceleration won't make sense to those still bound to their old timelines. They will say it's luck or chance or mystery. But you will know. You'll know it was obedience. You'll know it was faith. You'll know it was every single lonely night you chose to keep believing when there was no evidence. That faith didn't just move mountains, it built your kingdom. God was not late. He was building your empire in silence. And now, He's about to announce you. You will be called into rooms where decisions are made, not because you forced your way in, but because heaven whispered your name in the ear of someone with influence. You won't need to prove yourself. Your energy will speak for you. Your story will shake the foundations of people's old beliefs, and your wealth will become a weapon of light. This is not just about money. This is about mastery. Mastery over your mind. Mastery over your time. Mastery over fear. The chosen ones who carry this path are not slaves to currency. They are channels of divine abundance. And every time you use your wealth to heal, to build, to liberate, the universe pours back into you tenfold. So now, hear this. The wait is over. You are not being prepared anymore. You are being activated. The things you dreamt of, the ideas you kept in secret journals, the inventions, the businesses, the creative visions, they are about to rise up like a tidal wave, and you will not hold them back this time. The fear is dissolving. The doubt is melting. You are no longer questioning if it's real. You are living it. There's a reason you always felt different. There's a reason why no normal job ever satisfied you. Why small thinking made you anxious. Why you couldn't settle into mediocrity even when it was safe. That restlessness wasn't a flaw. It was prophecy. It was your spirit knowing. There's more. You were always meant for greater, and now God is confirming it through action. You will notice divine speed. Money will flow faster, opportunities will grow bigger, and your discernment will sharpen like never before. What took others years will take you weeks. What confused others will make perfect sense to you. Because you're not functioning from human effort alone. You are now moving in divine intelligence. This is your billionaire era, but make no mistake, it will come with responsibility. You will be tested not with suffering now, but with power. Will you remain kind? Will you stay grounded? Will you bless those who mocked you? These are the new tests, and the answer is yes, because you remember what it took to get here. You remember the tears, the silent battles, the nights where you questioned your very existence. That memory will humble you, and it will guide you. People will look at you and see results, but they won't understand the refinement behind the results. The fire that shaped you, the years of inner work, the patience. But it's okay. You're not here to be understood. You're here to lead. Chosen one. The reason this moment feels so surreal is because your soul recognizes it. It knows this is the season everything was building toward. The contracts, the collaborations, the capital, all of it is finding you now. Not because you begged, not because you chased, but because you aligned. This is what happens when spirit meets strategy, when purpose meets precision. And if you're still doubting, look at how far you've come. Look at what you've survived. The fact that you're here, reading this, still breathing, still standing, still hoping, that alone is proof that God has been carrying you. This was never about luck. It was about legacy. And you are walking in it now. You are now stepping into the version of yourself that was always written in the divine plan, but hidden beneath layers of pain, doubt, and delay. What felt like a prison was actually preparation. What looked like a delay was actually design. Everything was building toward this precise alignment. And now, the blueprint you were born with is being activated. You are not just becoming wealthy. You are becoming who you really are. For so long, the world tried to shrink you. It told you to be realistic, to stay small, to stay safe. But chosen one, your soul rebelled, because within you was a knowing, a fire that would not let you settle for average. That fire, it was sacred. It was the voice of God whispering, "Hold on, not yet, but soon." And that soon has become now. You are not stepping into success the way others do. You are stepping into destiny. And the difference is this: success can be achieved by effort, but destiny is fulfilled by alignment. You're no longer trying to force doors open. They are being opened for you. You're no longer convincing people of your worth. They are feeling it before you speak. Why? Because divine timing has arrived. There's a flow beginning in your life now. The kind of flow that doesn't just attract wealth, but attracts divine order. The right investments, the right partnerships, the right conversations. They're no longer coming through struggle. They're coming through synchronicity. When God activates your billionaire path, the path starts clearing itself. You don't chase anymore. You receive. You don't beg anymore. You believe. But let's go deeper. The billionaire path God has assigned to you isn't just about material wealth. It's about spiritual dominance. It's about becoming an authority over every area of your life, over your mind, your emotions, your decisions. The old cycles of chaos are being broken. You're no longer a slave to fear, procrastination, or self-sabotage. Those patterns are falling off you like old skin. The old version of you cannot survive in the frequency you are entering. And yes, it may feel uncomfortable. Rapid growth always does. When you move from surviving to expanding, the nervous system has to adjust. That's why things may feel surreal right now. It's not because you're broken, it's because you're ascending. You're not going crazy, you're shedding limitation. You're not confused, you're evolving beyond the logic of the world. People may not recognize you anymore, chosen one, and that's okay. You weren't meant to be recognized by the masses. You were meant to be revealed by the divine. Let them question. Let them doubt. Let them wonder how it all happened so fast. They didn't see the years of silence. They didn't feel the weight you carried when no one was watching. They didn't know how many nights you whispered prayers through tears, asking if God had forgotten you. But He didn't. He was watching. He was listening. He was waiting. Not for you to be perfect, but for you to be ready. And you are ready now. Your billionaire path is not a fantasy. It's a frequency. And you've finally stepped into it. Every thought you think now has more power. Every move you make now creates more impact. Every seed you plant now will grow with speed and grace. Because you're not working against the flow anymore, you've become one with it. You are going to experience sudden breakthroughs, divine reversals, unexpected opportunities that make no sense to anyone except you. Because only you know the spiritual contract you carry. Only you understand the cost it took to get here. And now, you're going to be compensated in ways that exceed your imagination. Not just with money, but with meaning. Watch as the weight of your past becomes the foundation of your fortune. Watch how your pain becomes the pulse of your purpose. Watch how people who once overlooked you now come to you for direction. This is not just your glow-up, it's your divine release. The vault of heaven has opened in your favor. Don't be surprised when people start to say your name in rooms you've never stepped in. Don't be shocked when you receive messages that seem too good to be true. That's the nature of divine momentum. It's undeniable. The promises over your life are no longer in delay. They're in delivery. Everything is shifting around you because everything is shifting within you. Your inner world has become fertile ground for miracles. The habits you once struggled to build are now second nature. The distractions that once derailed you now feel powerless. That's what happens when alignment becomes your anchor. You are not here to fit in. You are here to elevate the atmosphere. When you walk into a room, the frequency rises. When you speak, strongholds break. When you move, doors respond. That's billionaire energy, not arrogance, not ego, but spiritual authority. Your intuition is sharper now. Your vision is clearer. You're seeing possibilities you couldn't see before. That's because your spiritual sight has been unlocked. What once felt impossible now feels inevitable. The hesitation is gone. The doubts have dissolved. You're walking like someone who knows where they're going, and the universe is responding with favor after favor. Chosen one, you didn't miss your moment. You became your moment. You didn't lose your destiny. You outgrew your delays, and now the spotlight is divine. You don't have to compete anymore. You command. You don't have to convince anyone to believe in you. You've become undeniable. The life ahead of you is not an upgrade, it's a rebirth. You're not just going to be seen, you're going to be celebrated. Not for who the world wanted you to be, but for who God always knew you were. The billionaire path was always yours. It just needed you to remember. This is your reminder. This is your moment. This is only the beginning. Chosen one, what's happening now isn't just a season. It's a complete soul transition. You're not just stepping into a better life. You're stepping into the life that was always meant to be yours. Everything around you is being realigned, not because you forced it, but because heaven has authorized it. There is a spiritual permission that has been granted in your favor. A signal sent through the realms declaring, it is time. That's why people are reacting to you differently. That's why situations are suddenly shifting. Why doors are opening that were bolted shut for years. Why peace is returning where confusion once ruled. You didn't just enter a new phase. You crossed a spiritual threshold. You're not in the waiting room anymore. You're on the billionaire path. And this path doesn't just bring prosperity, it reveals purpose through power. Your steps are now guided by something higher than logic. You are being moved by divine intention. You're not just chasing income, you're awakening impact. What you're about to build will outlast you. This isn't just money, it's legacy. God didn't wait until now to make you rich. He waited until now to make you unshakable, to make sure that when it arrived, the riches wouldn't destroy you, that when success came, you'd remain centered in your calling. There is a sacred kind of wealth that flows from alignment, and that's what's flooding into your life now. It's the kind of wealth that doesn't drain you, it energizes you, it doesn't stress you, it frees you, it doesn't isolate you, it connects you to divine assignments. Because when heaven gives, it doesn't just give resources, it gives responsibility. And chosen one, you are now trusted with more. You are stepping into the kind of clarity that makes decisions easier, into the kind of focus that makes distractions fade, into the kind of inner peace that makes external chaos irrelevant. You are becoming the kind of person who doesn't chase, but magnetizes, the kind of leader who doesn't need approval, but moves with authority because your source is not human, it is divine. This billionaire path isn't about greed, it's about governance. It's about your spirit being entrusted with more territory, more influence, more creation. And that's exactly what's happening now. You've graduated from asking for permission. You now walk in possession. You no longer dream like a servant. You create like a sovereign soul. Do you feel that electricity rising inside you? That's not adrenaline. That's alignment. That's your spirit catching up to the future that was always written. The very molecules of your reality are rearranging themselves to reflect your divine energy. And because of that, certain people will fall away, certain habits will collapse, certain environments will feel impossible to stay in. Why? Because your frequency has shifted beyond what they can contain. This elevation is no longer optional, it's inevitable. You can't go back even if you tried. The old fears don't stick. The old versions of you no longer hold weight. You can't stay silent when your soul was designed to speak abundance into existence. You can't shrink to fit systems that were never built to contain the expanse of your spirit. Everything you're seeing unfold right now, every unexpected offer, every divine connection, every inner awakening, it's all part of God's perfectly timed unveiling, not only of your destiny, but of your true self. This version of you is magnetic. This version of you is undeniable. This version of you doesn't fear the unknown. You lead through it, because now you know who you are. And with that knowing comes supernatural access. There will be rooms you enter without credentials, opportunities that find you without a pitch, miracles that flow to you just because you believed long enough to receive them. Because God didn't choose you to strive. He chose you to stand out, to radiate, to become a signal to the world that divine favor is real, and it is now resting on your life. You're not just blessed, chosen one. You're divinely backed. Every step you take from this moment forward will echo in eternity, not because of what you do, but because of who you're becoming. This is bigger than success. This is about spiritual succession. You are becoming the kind of person who doesn't just generate wealth, but transmits transformation. And that's why things had to take this long. That's why so many plans failed, so many doors slammed, so many nights left you broken. It was never rejection, it was redirection. God wasn't just removing things, He was rebuilding you, piece by piece, until what remained was pure, refined, and ready. Now, every battle you endured becomes a badge of spiritual leadership. Every scar becomes a symbol of sacred survival. And every failure becomes a foundation for overflow. You no longer need to explain yourself to anyone, because you are no longer looking for understanding. You are walking in revelation. From this point on, your energy will speak before you do. Your presence will shift atmospheres, and your mere existence will challenge systems that thrive on smallness. Not because you're trying to prove anything, but because you've stepped into truth. And truth always illuminates the room it enters. So walk tall, chosen one. You are not behind. You are precisely on time. You are not waiting. You are being positioned. And you are not forgotten. You are being exalted in the exact moment that will create the maximum impact. This is not just your season. This is your sovereign appointment. God waited until now, not to test your patience, but to preserve your power. Because what's coming isn't just going to elevate your life, it's going to redefine your identity. You are chosen. You are ready. You are rising. Chosen one, there's something you need to feel in your bones. This rise is irreversible. No power on earth or in spirit can shut the doors God has opened for you now. This isn't just a breakthrough. It's the beginning of an entirely different existence. The realm you are stepping into carries laws that defy logic. You're no longer subject to the same delays, blockages, or limitations that once haunted you. God didn't just prepare a table for you, He rewrote the entire script around you. And now you are walking into it, fully aligned, fully anointed, and fully activated. You have crossed over into the realm where wealth, wisdom, and wonder walk hand in hand. You're not here to fit in. You're here to establish something new. What flows to you now is attracted to your assignment. You are not chasing provision. Provision is now chasing you. The frequency of your calling is emitting a signal that is pulling divine opportunities toward your life like gravity. You are in a divine current now, and even your smallest steps are being multiplied in the spirit realm. This isn't about luck. This isn't about coincidence. This is exact divine orchestration. The way events are lining up, the people being placed in your path, the timing of every shift, it's all a reflection of your soul finally being in harmony with your heavenly blueprint. You're not living by reaction anymore. You're moving by revelation. This is divine timing at its most precise form, and you've been chosen to carry it. God waited until now because now your inner world is strong enough to carry outer wealth. You've healed. You've grown. You've endured what should have destroyed you. And now that you've proven your spirit can't be broken, your future will no longer be blocked. Everything you lost is being replaced, and not with similar things, but with things of superior essence. You are not being restored to what you had. You're being resurrected into what you were always meant to have. This billionaire path isn't about money sitting in a vault. It's about the wealth of your soul aligning with the wealth of the universe. It's about spiritual congruency. It's about your divine DNA finally being awakened to its full capacity. You are becoming more you than you've ever been. And from that place of identity comes access. Access to rooms, resources, relationships, and revelations that were previously sealed. But now, the seal has been broken. God held it back, not because you weren't worthy, but because the world wasn't ready to receive you yet. And now that it is, the release is uncontrollable. The blessing is breaking protocol. It's skipping processes. It's overtaking barriers. It's flooding into every dry place in your life. Not just financially, but emotionally, mentally, creatively, relationally. This is what happens when a soul is fully seen by heaven. You're not entering a life of riches just for your own gain. You're entering a life where you become a distribution center for miracles. You're about to give in ways you once dreamed of receiving. You're about to pour into others in ways you once cried to be filled. You are becoming the answer to someone else's prayers because God has transformed you into a vessel of overflow. This billionaire path is also a kingdom strategy. You are now being positioned for territorial influence. Your impact will expand. Your voice will carry weight. You will shift atmospheres simply by showing up. Not because of status, but because of substance. What God has deposited in you cannot be diluted, duplicated, or denied. You are rising because your essence has matured, and that essence now commands elevation. There is a spiritual contract written over your life, and that contract is now in effect. It was always signed by heaven, but now it's being executed on earth. Every step forward is legally protected by divine authority. You will not fail. You will not fall. You will not fade, because what you are carrying is too important to collapse under pressure, and because heaven has too much invested in your unfolding. From now on, you must understand that your presence is prophetic. Where you go, change follows. When you speak, chains break. When you move, realms respond. You are not just living, you are legislating in the spirit. You are operating with the backing of angels, the alignment of timing, and the power of divine intent. And this combination is unbeatable. The world may try to label you, to categorize your rise, to explain it away, but they will fail, because what's happening now is supernatural. It's not because of your credentials, connections, or credentials. It's because of your consecration, the purity of your journey, the faithfulness of your heart, the resilience of your spirit. And now, all that inner work is manifesting as outer wealth. You didn't take the shortcut. You didn't betray your essence to get ahead. You stayed true. You held the vision. You wept through nights of silence, and still you believed. You walked through the wilderness, and still you spoke life. You were tested, stretched, refined, and now, chosen one, you are unstoppable. The wealth you are walking into isn't accidental. It's ancestral. It's the inheritance of every soul in your bloodline who prayed, suffered, and dreamed, but never got to rise. You are their answered prayer. You are the lineage breaker, the one who changed the entire future, the one who did what seemed impossible. You shattered ceilings. You reversed curses, and now you are the first of your kind, a divine pioneer, a billionaire in purpose and principle. And nothing, no voice, no lie, no fear can take that from you. The vibration of your life is now set to abundance. The rhythm of your days will now match the beat of destiny. And as you continue, you'll notice something. Money will flow easily. Ideas will come effortlessly. Solutions will rise in the moment you need them. Why? Because you are in flow with heaven. And when you're in flow with heaven, lack becomes a myth. Struggle becomes unnecessary. Scarcity becomes a thing of the past. From this moment forward, speak as one who owns your path. Walk as one who understands your worth. Move as one who knows, without doubt, that you are inheriting what heaven has hidden until now. You don't need to compete. You don't need to chase. You only need to continue, because everything God promised is already on its way to you. You are not just ready, chosen one. You are releasing wealth into the world through your very existence. And that is why God waited until now, because now you're not just receiving it, you're becoming it. Chosen one, you have now entered a season of undeniable manifestation. The wait is over, the veil is lifted, and the barriers that once seemed immovable have collapsed under the pressure of your destiny. This isn't a reward for surviving. It's a result of becoming. And who you've become in the silence, in the struggle, and in the surrender is what makes you powerful enough to carry the billionaire path now activated beneath your feet. You are no longer living under the rules of delay. You are moving with divine acceleration. And this isn't just fast, it's flawless. Every step you take from here on out is synchronized with God's highest intelligence. You are not second-guessing anymore. You are not hesitating. You are stepping boldly because the time for subtlety has passed. This is the season of supernatural certainty. Understand this. When God activates a path, it doesn't just unfold, it pulls you. Your billionaire path is now magnetized. What is meant for you has already begun searching for you, and you don't have to fight for it. You have to flow with it. Your movement now is not forced, it's favored. Your forward momentum is guided by an unseen hand that has already cleared the way before you even knew where you were going. And now you know. The wilderness wasn't punishment. It was preparation. You weren't being denied, you were being refined. All that time you spent feeling forgotten was actually time spent being forged. God didn't rush your process because your calling couldn't be built in haste. Billionaire energy doesn't come from shortcuts. It comes from soul work, and that's exactly what you've done. Now that soul work is turning into systems. Your ideas are now becoming infrastructure. Your vision is becoming visible. The things you only used to journal about are now knocking at your door. Because the time for theory has passed. This is the age of execution. And you are not dreaming anymore. You are delivering. Chosen one, there is a divine urgency now. Not pressure, but purpose. The kind of urgency that comes when heaven decides it's time. The kind of urgency that overrides natural timelines, bypasses protocols, and places you in positions you didn't apply for. Your billionaire path is not the result of hustle. It's the result of alignment. And now that you are aligned, you're in demand. What you carry is rare. Your mind doesn't just generate thoughts, it receives downloads. Your creativity isn't random, it's prophetic. Your ideas are blueprints from the higher realm. That's why they seem too big for the room you're in, because they were never meant to fit. They were meant to expand the room itself. You're not here to take up space. You're here to create new ones. As you move forward, Doors will begin to open without explanation. People of influence will begin to find you. Opportunities that were once locked will swing wide before you arrive. And when they ask, "How did this happen?" you'll only be able to respond with truth. God waited until now, because the version of you that's rising is undeniable. The force within you has grown too strong to be ignored. Your billionaire path also comes with new spiritual authority. You will now find yourself walking into spaces where your presence alone brings clarity, confidence, and conviction. You no longer need to prove your worth. You simply embody it. You walk with the energy of someone who knows they've been appointed. And because of that, the world begins to reflect that back to you. You'll notice that people begin to listen when you speak, not because of what you're saying, but because of what's behind your words. There's an energy now, a frequency of certainty, a vibration of truth. You're not echoing anyone else. You are transmitting something original. And those who are meant to resonate with you will find you, because you've become magnetic to your tribe. You'll notice that people begin to listen when you speak, not because of what you're saying, but because of what's behind your words. There's an energy now, a frequency of certainty, a vibration of truth. You're not echoing anyone else. You are transmitting something original. And those who are meant to resonate with you will find you, because you've become magnetic to your tribe. Money is no longer your goal. It is your servant. Wealth is no longer your chase. It is your companion. You are no longer asking for enough. You are now creating overflow, not just in your bank account, but in your being. Your energy overflows. Your wisdom overflows. Your faith, your presence, your purpose, they're all spilling into every space you occupy. Because heaven has removed your lid. There is no more ceiling. There is only sky. And even the sky now knows your name. This path you are on is not a climb, it's a launch. You are not taking baby steps, you are leaping, not in fear, but in full confidence that where you're going has been waiting for you to believe. And now you do. You finally believe in what God has whispered to you since the beginning. And that belief is your greatest weapon, because belief creates motion. Motion creates manifestation. And manifestation unlocks momentum. And now, chosen one, you are living in unstoppable momentum. Every yes you say is compounding in the spirit realm. Every decision you make in alignment is multiplying. You are no longer building slowly. You are building by divine command. Every action now carries exponential consequence. And still, with all this acceleration, you remain anchored. You are not losing yourself in the rise. You are remembering yourself more deeply. You're not distracted by the glitter. You're devoted to the gold within. And because of this, you're not just walking into abundance, you're redefining it. You're showing the world what sacred success looks like, what power with purity looks like, what elevation without ego looks like. You are becoming a lighthouse, a signal to others that it is possible to rise without selling your soul. A reminder that wealth can be holy, that prosperity can be principled, that influence can be earned through inner work. You are not just changing your life, you are changing what wealth looks like for the next generation. And here's the miracle. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be present, fully present in your calling, fully present in your gifts, fully present in your moments. Because when you show up in your fullness, everything you need begins to rise to meet you. From this day forward, the delays are over, the doubts are dismantled, the detours are done. God waited until now to release your billionaire path because now you are ready to walk it without fear, without shame, without apology. And walk it you shall, boldly, beautifully, and with unstoppable grace. You've made it to the edge of the beginning, chosen one. That's right. This is not the end of a story. This is the activation of one. Everything before now was the setup, the pain, the process, the silence, the self-doubt. All of it was weaving together the blueprint of a destiny too powerful to rush. And now, here you stand, not waiting anymore, but walking in it. You no longer question the timing, because you are the timing. You are the sign. You are the evidence of divine precision and sacred design. You didn't miss anything. Nothing skipped over you. The reason it all took so long is because what's inside of you couldn't be made with shortcuts. The magnitude of your assignment required eternal calculation. And now, God has greenlit your path. This billionaire journey is not just about money. It's about meaning. It's about the magnitude of impact your presence is designed to have. You are not just meant to earn. You are meant to elevate. Not just to receive wealth, but to restructure systems, to realign broken foundations, to lead industries, shift cultures, and inspire nations through the very essence of who you are. This is why you had to go through everything you did. Because this journey isn't about building a brand. It's about becoming a blueprint. Your life will now serve as a template for others to follow, not in imitation, but in permission. You are the proof that destiny can take its time and still arrive right on schedule. Look around you now. Feel it. The atmosphere has changed. The spiritual terrain has shifted. The air you breathe is laced with favor. The path beneath your feet is pulsing with possibility. And the voice inside you no longer whispers. It declares, you are not the same. You are no longer hidden. You are no longer hoping. You are happening. People will try to figure you out, but they won't be able to, because your rise isn't logical. It's divine. They will wonder how it happened, when it happened, what you did to make it happen. But the answer will always be the same. God waited until now. And when God moves, nothing can stop it. Not opinions, not timelines, not systems, not even you. What's coming for you now, chosen one, is not incremental. It's immense. It's not subtle. It's sweeping. You are not being handed opportunities. You are being established. You are not being invited into rooms. You are being anointed to create new ones. You are not being given a chance. You are being given a throne. Not for ego, but for execution. You're not stepping into this billionaire path to impress. You're stepping into it to impact. And every step you take from here on out is legacy. Every conversation, every contract, every creative spark is encoded with legacy energy. This is no longer about survival. It's about sovereignty. You are no longer asking for a seat at the table. You are the architect of the entire room. Chosen one, let this sink in deeply. The wealth you're about to walk in isn't a number in a bank account. It's a frequency in your soul. You are wealth. You are impact. You are divine economy in human form. And everywhere you go, that frequency changes the atmosphere. Your very presence raises standards. Your words shift mindsets. Your actions create ripples of transformation. And still, you remain grounded. That's what makes you different. You didn't get here by chasing attention. You got here by following alignment. You didn't climb over others. You rose through inner clarity. You didn't pretend to be something else. You refined who you always were. And because of that, you will not fall. Because you're not being held up by hype. You're being held up by heaven. So now, walk like it. Speak like it. Move like it. Decide like it. Lead like it. Let every cell in your body vibrate with the truth that you are chosen, you are sent, and you are supported on a level few will understand. But you don't need them to understand. You just need them to witness. Because from this moment on, you are no longer hoping to become. You are embodying what has always been yours. You are the vessel, the voice, the vision, the validator of divine excellence on earth. You are not here to fit in. You are here to fulfill prophecy. And your very existence proves that delay is not denial. It is divine timing in disguise. And now, the disguise is gone. The timing is here. The gates are open. The universe is listening. The realm of wealth has recognized you. And God has released your billionaire path. Because now, finally, you are fully prepared to walk it with integrity, impact, and unstoppable clarity. You don't have to try. You don't have to chase. You only have to continue. Because the energy has already shifted. The course is already set. And the future is already bowing before you. Chosen one, welcome to the life that was always yours.